All right, and I think we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we have come this far. Hundreds of teams vying in the PlayStation 4 official Cabal Vision Champion Ladder to make the cup, where only 16 teams get to compete to join Arzuwain 5 and Fant Fox as a true PlayStation Cabal Vision champion. They will be Season 3's champion is what they're vying for. These are the 16 teams you're looking at that made it to round 1 and the results. And those teams got cut in half to 8, and we are now in round 2, a.k.a. the quarterfinals. And you are seeing tonight, we've got a doubleheader, really exciting. First, it's going to be Rottingham Forest hosting Thermonuclear POMB. This is Nurgle versus Chaos, followed by Brutus Blessed Vermin, a Skaven team, hosting NBP's Glacial Cannons, coached by Demented, and Brutus Blessed Vermin, coached by Resna Rules You. Let's go to the teams that are facing off right now, and we'll tell you about their coaches and kind of a little bit more about the team really fast, as I'm told that the teams have ran through the tunnel and are going into their opening stretches and getting each other hyped up in their various ways. Bernie, how do you think, my co-host, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Serious Jest, my co-host is BernieBuffon, and Bernie's here in the booth with me. Bernie, how do you think the Nurgle warm up for a game? What are their pre-game warm-ups like?
Well, I hope there won't be any stretches, because if it starts stretching, pieces will start falling off. To be honest, I don't think they really. I really think they do warm up. They just get out there and we're told to kill, aren't they? So,
yeah, they don't like hit each other a little bit, and spit in each other's mouths, and like squirt canker sores at each other and stuff like that. Like, yeah, Nurg life.
They might do. They might do. I don't know. I I mean, obviously, my Nurgle team, Steve Michaels, he keeps them up to training regime. I don't know what he does with them, but since he's been the coach, they've been doing well. So, but yeah, me personally, I just let them just shamble onto the pitch and cross my fingers and hope for the best.
Nice. Well, this Nurgle team, actually, both of these teams that are clashing today are pretty high team value, so you're going to see a lot of big guns here. 2040 TV for Rottingham Forest, and they're actually going to get petty cash for this match. They're going to get inducements. That's how high we're talking about in terms of TV these teams are playing. It's probably something that is not that they're not used to, is getting inducements. But 2040 Nurg Life, let's take a look at what they look like really quickly before the teams kick off. So you saw their team portrait, and what I'm looking at here, Bernie, is a team that it has a few killers, right? It's got their claw palm guy, Kitash, and it's got another another claw mighty blower in Lord Dorax Allocatrix, the Nurgle warrior. It's also got Sloth the Terrible with his mighty blow and the Beast of Nurgle, and he's got a tackle mighty blow wrestler Pestigore named wow, I'm not even going to try. I'm going to call him Walt. That's going to be his name. So Walt is joining the team, and they got so they got some hitters here. 3 rerolls. They got a fan factor of 9,000 fans that follow them around no matter what at every game. They are at home, and they're going to be playing in the Rotterdam, which uncharacteristic of Nurgle, who usually like playing slime and filth and infectious kind of surroundings. They're at home in that. The Rotterdam has actually been upgraded. There's no enhancement on it, but when you sit down, you don't get a freaking rusty nail in your ass or anything like that. Like, this place is actually a little bit nicer than most stadiums, so it's kind of crazy. Any keys to the game that you see for Rottingham Forest?
Yeah, basically, just try and give them as less hits as possible. Like maybe 1-2 maximum time. But the thing is, I think this Nurgle team is a lot better balanced. And they, out of the two teams, I fancy Melagol's Nurgle today. I really do. I think the only way Melo loses this is if his regen fails and the injuries just are ridiculously too much.
It's funny you say that. You're looking at a team here with a bunch of Mighty Blow and Claw. I mean, well, not a bunch, but a decent amount, right? They got 4 guys with Mighty Blow. 2 of them got Claw. One of them's a Claw Palmer, and you would think normally most teams face them, and they're like, damn, this team looks pretty damn scary, right? Except that the team that they're facing is the team that's really just completely gone full claw palm. And we talked about a 2040 TV. Look at this. Thermonuclear POMB. Awesome name, but the name says it all. 2280 team value. So there are inducements. The motto is time to die finalists. They got that freaking, nice crisp white type uniform. I imagine they picked that, or silverish white light uniform, so that the blood stains it really easily. Talk about claw palm. Look at this team, Bernie. 3 claw palmers. On top of that, 3 more guys with mighty blow. One of them also has claw. For balance, they got an agi 5 beastman. And one of the things that Jimmy Fantastic pointed out in one of our prior broadcasts that he was in the chat on is he likes how CalciumCas, aka CC, went ahead and got the Agi upgrade early on one of these Chaos Warriors, and then said, "Screw it, we're still going Claw Palm, even with the Agi 4." He just makes it easier to get to the guy he wants to Claw Palm. These guys went heavy on the cheerleaders, but with 2, within, as far as we see with reasonable coaches, 2 cheerleaders is a lot. They also went ahead and hired 2 coaching assistants, and they got a fan factor also of 9,000 fans that will follow them anywhere, even as they approach this stadium. Any quick thoughts about Thermonuclear POMB before we move to the field and see the bloodbath that's about to start? As you've said in the chat, and Berzo is saying it's going to be a stampathon.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm going to say is it's a brutal team. I mean, I was saying how well balanced the Rotters are, but Thermonuclear POMB have got some balance as well. They've got an agility 5 piece and an agility 4 piece, so they can throw the ball if need be. And they've got 3 data players. I think we'll see them coming to action. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a close game. I just hope it lives up to the hype, because this game's been hyped to death.
Absolutely.
Death.
Both coaches have been threatening the other coaches' teams' lives the entire week.
Yeah.
They've said they're just going to obliterate the other side. They're going to embarrass them. There's going to be nothing left of them. There's going to be injuries all over the place. They're going to foul. It's going to get nasty. Crazy. A lot to live up to.
So I hope it lives up to the hype. I mean, obviously I prefer more deaths and injuries in the next game, but we'll save that for the next broadcast. But I'm still hoping for carnage in this one.
So you did point out something, a kind of a very salient fact here, is that, or either fact or very strongly backed opinion, in that one of these teams is very balanced, right? The Nurgle team is a balanced Nurgle team. It's not built just to kill. It's got its killers, but it has kind of a balanced all-around game. And meanwhile, a lot of people would like to just write off Thermonuclear POMB as this killer team, like a Chaos kill team. And they do have plenty of kill on the Chaos kill team. But the fact that they have those 2 agility players does give them... Oh, look at that. Wait, what happened? Hold on, I must have missed something, because we missed an actual kickoff. Okay, so I'm going to back it up so we see this. So it must have been like a perfect defense or something. So this is how the players lined up originally. See the Nurgle Warrior bounce the ball off the ground, kick it up, yes, in the perfect defense. Because the Nurgle were so well coached, they are able to anticipate where the Chaos players are going to be and line up in a perfect position to combat them. And Mello does not hold back. His team is shifted, and they are making contact. They ain't afraid of this Claw Palm. But really quickly, Bernie, before the carnage gets started, so it's weird because these guys are full killer except for these kind of, couple of agility players that kind of almost make this like a lizard team, where you have a bunch of, players that are really, really good at one thing, and then like they're polar opposite in another way. Right, and the first hit of the match, BB Hall, the Fleecer, gets stunned, and so all the Nurgle try to line up and make it hard for the Chaos to get a hit, and Coach CC CalciumCas is not impressed. He throws Gordon's Alive in at that Nurgle beast and knocks him down. Oh, the foul appearance kicks in. Stompy McStompenstein wants to hit Facto Volge or whatever, but he's unable to do it because he just stinks so bad. But you know who doesn't mind stinks? Scarch my arse. And a nasty backhand with the claw too from Haha You Died. And there's going to be a stun on Lord whatever his name is. And there's the Claw Palm. There's the piling on, rather. Yeah, Claw Palm, actually. And Herlagach, the Inquisitor, is KO'd. Mello tried to get smart and limit the, try to overpower the Chaos. The Chaos would not be overpowered, and they take advantage of the extra hits that Rottingham Forest has given them. And now we are caught up to the action, Bernie, so...
Yeah, okay, I'll start talking now. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. What on earth are you doing, putting all your men on the line like that, trying to outmuscle? I mean, you're just playing into his hands, really are. He's lucky that it wasn't any worse, because just one KO, I suppose, is a bit of a win, really. crazy if you ask me. I'm just wondering if he's going to come round and foul the beast. Because he has got a player there.
The thing that it's almost like he didn't take into account is that you might pull that.
I can't hear you.
If you've got,
You're really low.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
There you go.
All right. So what's crazy about that is you might pull that stunt if you have everybody, like if he had put absolutely everybody in the line except for the ball carrier, right? Because then it becomes a lot harder to kind of manipulate your guys. But CC had left a couple of guys off the line, and those horns come in big. So the ability to get that first blitz in with the extra strength really opens up possibilities. And like you said, man, it's like now you've taken where it may have just been a couple of stuns to a bunch of stuns and a knockout. And still, it looks to me like the Nurgle got off easy.
I know, that's the crazy thing about it, isn't it? It's like, at the moment, they've got away with it. I mean, I'm just wondering what he's doing here.
I think that is what you can safely call a tactical mistake to do what Melo did on defense there.
Absolutely. I'm just a bit concerned why no one's chosen dice. Oh, it's either that or my screen's frozen.
You may have to reload your Cabal vision.
Yeah, because it's still going on. Is it on to Melo Gold's
No.
turn now, is it?
Yeah, and it's definitely Melo Gold's turn right now. The Beast has stood up, and Killash comes over and hits Fook Me and stuns Fook Me, who's laying on the ground right now and complaining about a lack of vision. Apparently, Fook Me can't see anything. It appears that Fook Me is fooked, at least for the time being.
Well, it's fucked if you didn't have fuck you with him.
It's Fook, Bernie, Fook. It's a very distinct pronunciation.
Yeah,
it's a family show, Bernie. What are you thinking?
Hey man, it's past 9 o'clock watershed.
That's true, you're right. That means it's Blood Bowl After Dark. And there's the stomp. There's the step. Melo is not wasting time, and neither is the ref. Arkunar Farendalan, the Rotter, is immediately launched from the pitch after stunning Belmoth Liverrip, who's on the ground. And all this does is... That was interesting. So he went for the foul right away. I guess he figured the rest of them were red dye blocks. And this might be one of those situations, Bernie, where a mistake on defense, like marking up all the Chaos players and then letting them get all kinds of hits on you, might plague you for the entire rest of the half as you continue to follow this pattern of you get up and they hit you again. You get up and they hit you again.
Yeah, I just think it was crazy play. I mean, I wouldn't have liked it against normal teams, but against the most killiest team in the comp, and you're going to just stand there, all the players just about to get hit?
Not a good idea. Not a good idea. It did not work out for him. I mean, maybe if it had worked out for him, he'd look like a genius, right? But it completely did not work out for him, as the odds would probably dictate, and as such, he does not exactly look like a genius. Right there, Gordon's alive, takes a swipe at Facto Vulgu, but Facto Vulgu, withstands the hit and almost counterblocks him, and Gordon's alive, needs to pull him to the ground using his Beast Jitsu. And there's the double quadruple skulls from Nuffle! Oh! If you are an elf coach and you are watching this match, take note right now. Don't ever complain about double ones when somebody else gets hit with quad skulls. You want to talk about unlikely, that is it right there. That is, I don't even know what those chances are. 136 chance just to get double skulls, and then I guess 136 with 130. That's for statisticians to do the math on that. I don't feel like getting my brain to go in that order right now. I'm drinking, and I got to stay funny. So I'm just going to say that was very unlikely, and move on. And the Nurgle are going to maybe get their chance now, Bernie. I'm going to say, you know what? Yeah, we did something stupid to start this off. But now, Nuffle has granted us another chance. Nuffle favors screw-ups here, I guess, and...
That was a PG-rated pile on that.
Yeah, the pylon doesn't do much. He came with the elbow, but Belmoth Liverrip's armor held tight, even against that claw. Maybe he should have hit him with the claw instead of the elbow on the way down.
Yeah. It can get Ulgala, he can mark him up, but I don't see the point. He'll just glitch you off anyway. That's a nice hit though there. Die Heretic's going to get splattered. Oh, done.
Armor broken. And Die Heretic, you said Die Heretic can't even, he doesn't know what's up or what's down. And Walt is standing over him, just growling and talking smack. He's hyped up now. Don't get Walt started. And all of a sudden, it doesn't look so bad for the Nurgle team anymore.
I don't know. I'm after a big break like that, it still doesn't look like they're going to get that much advantage over it. Because this guy is usually for he'll either blitz him out or he'll just dodge out the way. So I don't know if I agree with that marking up. I don't know.
Well, like you said, right? He could just hit him off, right? But I think Mello took the chance because he's got a block Beastman against a non-block Beastman, or a block Pestigore on a non-block Beastman. So he's like, all right, you want to roll those dice, take the chance. Or you could dodge away, and then maybe I get to keep standing, you get double ones. Everybody's happy. And let's not forget, by the way, we did not talk about this at all, but because of the TV difference, I've been informed that, well, you can see it, the Rottingham Forest has hired a wizard. Also, they hired 2 babes. Now, I don't know what kind of rotten, stank-ass babes with, like, no sense of smell want to come over there and massage these players when they go unconscious, a Nurgle team. But whatever canker sores those women are sporting, more power to them, because this Nurgle team has 2 babes that are going to help wake them up if they take the KOs. And they hired 2 extra rotters for, I'm guessing, purposes of stamping. So this would be interesting how it goes. But the wizard is still out there, was my whole point of that thing. There is a wizard out there, and if Rottingham Forest doesn't, if Thermonuclear POMB doesn't carefully weigh their actions, you could see a lightning bolt freeing up this ball, and you could see this guy, Ulgula, take off downfield, and bad start for the POMB.
Yeah, I'm to be honest, if I'm Cass, I'm not worried because I can quite easily make a nice side cage down here, nice screen. The only thing what could stop is a double one, to be honest. If you get that, then well, that's just the way it is. But
that does sound like what Kaz is doing. That looks like what he's doing. It looks like that Stompy McStompinson knocks down Facto Volgu, and there's still a blitz left there.
It's quite. I mean, you could even potato, I suppose. It's so nicely thinking. I don't think he'll be seeing a wizard. I think he's going to take a 1-0 lead, and it just depends on how many tens he's going to give Mel a goal. I think, unless he rolls a double one.
Yeah. This is looking like. Ooh, this is just. It's not. Yeah. You're talking about like. Could this have been a positioning mistake on Melo's side? I mean, I know you want to rip the. I mean, I'm almost thinking if you were going to take this aggressive posture, carve open the hole and run in, you may have wanted to start with the lightning bolt, right?
Yeah, I just think, what on earth was that setup? It's just obviously bravado. It's obviously like 2 men who's got the biggest stick. Is where I can put it. Isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, well, mine's is better than yours, and that's just gone right into Cass's hands. And I bet Cass thought it was Christmas has come early when he saw them all lined up like that. What, 3 hits for me? Oh, thank you. And now I expect, what's this beastman on the floor? Yeah, get a player, he's going to be fouling that beast. But I'd suggest he moves his ball carrier out of the way first.
Yeah, now he's. Yeah, all right, wait, I'm sorry. So I may have misunderstood. So do you think it was a good idea to use the blitz on the beast, or would you have taken Statham or actually the guy laying on the ground, Gordon's alive maybe, and gone at
I don't have an issue. I certainly don't have an issue with the blitz because it's now set up for stamp on the beast of Nurgle with Gordon's alive, but he's going to dodge first, and there you go, no problemo. And now
he's not within reach of mostly anybody, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so this could be a stamp on the beast. It really should be a stamp on the beast, this. I'd be really surprised if Gordon Live didn't get up and stamp.
So here's the thing though, Bernie. Okay, so that's exactly what he's doing. He is doing just that. Oh wow! That was ballsy!
Wow.
He doesn't go for he's not seeing the beast as a big threat. He doesn't want this guy getting up next to the beast. He's figuring, I take this guy out of the game, the beast can't get up. Well, which would be wrong because Facto Village is right there next to him, so Facto Volgus or whatever. But here's the thing, right? So he's sealed this off pretty well, but Mello has this guy, Urgula, right, who can actually dodge away. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He could make it to the ball carrier with a couple of, he's going to need some good rolls. But he's got a beastman who could single-handedly get to the ball carrier and relieve him of that ball. And, honestly, this is kind of playing into Melo's the way he prefers a game to go. So he wasn't too worried about playing the defense, right? Melo wanted to put the pressure on CC to do exactly what he's doing. So then he runs the Rotters back and forces him to score. Now this Beastman is in the open field, and he's not even in the clear yet. The score isn't even like a definite thing, but now he's not in a position where he really controls the clock, right? He's got pressure on him, and he can either score or be overwhelmed. So I think Melo's reasoning on this was, there goes the play. Yep, there we go. There's the dodges, the double dodges. His reasoning was, I can get lucky like I just did here. Wow! The ball is loose. So he was thinking I could, I'll put the pressure on him, and he either scores early or I take the ball away from him in an unlikely scenario. But it works out. So he tries to push his luck with the one-die block, and at first Nuffle says no. But then the extra training says, maybe not a complete no. Maybe it's a maybe for now. Maybe for now.
Well, it's just a waste that though. I think he didn't really have to do it out there. He could have just left it as it is and just used the reroll. But he's got them two tagged up now. So again, that's a big boost. I think sometimes the Cass is just so overconfident. I think that's the problem. He's paid for it. But the thing is, the Cass will be saying, well, you know what, he's knocked me down, but guess what, I'm still in good enough positions to knock him out and get the ball back, so,
Well, let's be honest, Bernie, I mean, both of us, when we looked at that setup, we were like, oh, shoot, Melo's left himself open, he's just overcommitted, and this is going to be a stall all the way down the field for the chaos. But what Melo was really doing was letting him play right into his hands. Now granted, some of this was due to the way that Melo, that CC kind of handled the rest of his setup on offense, because he could have taken that guy he fouled with and actually moved him over and completely sealed off the ball carrier too. But also playing right into Melo's kind of hands of like, all right, now I'm gonna force you to push this ball downfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Nagel, actually, it's worked out well for him, that reroll. I thought it would be a bit of a waste, but it's done well because that other Beastman didn't knock him down. He's got Stan Thermo, I didn't realise, so he's been able to, this could be nothing. And he's going down. Ogula is still alive, so that's, maybe not, power enough. And he's still okay. Tough cookie. You're low again, Jest.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just saying he's not getting the armor breaks that he wants. So now CC's gonna pick this ball up and sit back and reset.
Yeah. I mean that's the thing though, when you go so much into a killathon, you get games where you just don't break their armor, and that's when you need a plan B, and that's why I liked the Nagel team, because there's a lot better balance. And there's a foul appearance there as well, what always helps the Nagel. But Cass is a good coach, so he's took it back and he's thinking, you know what, I don't need to score yet. This is the right thing, and he'll reset his plans and he'll start again, I'm sure. Oh God, he's gone down.
It's funny, Melo's luck in dislodging the ball, or his move in successfully dislodging the ball, might actually have hurt his plan, right? I think he was forcing. I don't think he was necessarily expecting to take the ball away. Oh, look at that. That's big. Oh, that's big. Haha, you died. Manages to remove the beast. Sloth the Terrible, who is knocked out. And that is a big deal for the defense. But, yeah, so I don't think Melo was necessarily expecting to steal the ball. That was just like bonus points, right? But, again, I think, Melo's a guy that likes possession. He likes control of the time. He really does use his Nurgle as a control team rather than a bash team. And I think he was trying to force CC to score early so he could have time to run downfield and 2-1 grind him, right? And by taking the ball away from him, he enabled CC to counter and then run back and reset. And now CC's like, okay, that's not good. he wants me to play into that. So I'm not going to run downfield. Now I'm going to control this coming down, and so it's almost like Melo thwarted his own plan.
I mean, I don't agree. I think he's just badly out of position, and he's just, in my opinion, he sort of just guessed what to do. He was like, "Oh my God, what do I do now?" And just wing it. And I think he's so out of place. Is the Nagel team? It's crazy.
I've watched Melo play, Bernie, like a lot of times, and I've played against him.
Yeah.
He's not one of these coaches that you really catch out of position. I'll tell you that much. I bet you it was by design. I mean, ask him in the post-game interview. I bet you it was by design. Like that was, to me, that was a win-win, right? He either takes the ball away, or he forces the quick score, and that is the way he plays. But yeah, the taking the ball away just kind of, it gave CC a chance to catch him out, and that does not help. You're right. He chooses to preserve the reroll this time. And he's like, "Yeah, that's okay. You can start running down the field again. I got some people back, so you're not gonna. I can force you to score, or I can keep it where you may not score."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just usually there's times when I'm worried, but I wouldn't be worried. Maybe it's because I'm commentating, not playing. But
it's a lot easier to commentate.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Isn't it?
Even more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad my game's over and done with. Yeah, I can chill for another day or so. But yeah, I mean, like you say, Melo's a good coach. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, you are right. I haven't seen many of his games before, but I do know other coaches rate him highly.
So it looks like I missed it on my screen because it was away from the action. But one magnet knocks down the fleecer over here, and see, it looks like CC's back to wanting to fight.
Well, that's what his team does best.
Yep. And for a second there, he was thinking, "Oh, I got this guy in position, and he can't mess with me." I think he realized he's being kind of drawn in where Melo wants him, and he's like, "Okay, no, I'm not gonna get away from my game plan. I think I'm gonna lash back."
This is where Stan Fan is so annoying.
Absolutely.
A lot of puck.
If you don't mind, Bernie, I'm like, I gotta multitask for a few minutes, so just take most of the lead. I'll just jump in every once in a while.
Yeah, not a problem. So the ball carrier has finally moved, and the problem he's got is Melo's going to get a free hit on him unless he does something here. Here we go. Oh, wow. He dodges away, saying that is a agility 4 piece. Doesn't get him down though. But it still leaves Ogula, who got the ball loose first time, and he's still in range to blitz with one go for it. So he's going to try and dodge. He does, and he fails with Stompy. Now then, this is crucial if he fails this. And he does. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, that all came about because of the foul appearance and the failed hit on the Stanton piece. And here we go. Melo is going to try and get lucky. And he does. And down he goes now then. Wow! He's trying to save him off. That is ballsy. And it does work. Wow. Cost him a reroll. And it's a KO, so not enough beer. But wow. That could have gone horribly wrong. Now where's the ball going? Brilliant, brilliant play from Melo Gold. It was risky, but it was well worth it. And now he's got to pick it up. And oh, he's failed to pick up. Oh man! If he'd have picked that up, he was away. Wow. The only thing I would have done differently there, I would have picked up Felicia first before I did that, because then that at least would have covered up the other the one magnet piece. But yeah, almost.
I agree 100%. Before you roll dice, you make the moves that are not going to change, that are easy.
Absolutely. And the problem I've got here is obviously now he's going to he's safe the player out, but now he's going to get there. So yeah, wow, that was a big play. It almost was genius. What's he going to do? And there we go. Interesting, Cass picked him there. I don't think I would have put him there. I think I would have put him near the ball. I don't think he really needed that guy there. He obviously wants to keep hitting. Be interesting what he blitzed, because he's got the option of blitzing Ugla off the pitch, or he blitzes the guy next to the ball, who is it Kitashara or whatever? Be interesting which one he goes for. I would think he's probably going to go for Kitashara, because the way it's stacked up in the middle.
Yeah, you got it. You got to blitz that guy off the ball.
This could hurt big time. Here we go. And he is injured. Lord Dorax is injured, and that is not good. He'll be praying for his regen. Oh, it's a niggling injury, and he's failed his regen.
Oh, that's going to hurt Rottingham Forest. That puts him out for not just this game, but the next one if they advance. So like CC has said, hey, you know what? Win or lose, he's going to know he's been in a fight after this is over with. Yeah. He's going to walk into, even if he wins, he's going to walk into his next match hurting. And so far he's making good on that promise.
Yeah. Oh, when failed once again, he's failed a lot of them, and that was a 2+. He's failed it.
And like Berzo said, he's like, this was Berzo says in the chat here, where's all the promised death? Both teams are missing the Michaels brothers. But yeah, there's a lot of dodging going on here for a Nurgle versus Chaos match, huh?
Yeah. Talking about the Michael brothers and all that, Steve Michaels is at the Res game and Demented game with a few of the lads. So they're going with a couple of rocks, and obviously it's just as good luck charm purposes, obviously. And they're going to go and watch that game. So yeah, Thunder my star White was going to go, but he's got a film to be making apparently, so he unfortunately couldn't go. But I'm hoping maybe the death's going to come in the next game. I would love to see about 5 missing from either side in next game. But this game, well, I think Kaz has just about got back control. To be honest, yeah, that's a big blow. That losing that Nurgle warrior, that is massive. And here we go. Oh god, that's awful. And the thing, he's gone for a reroll. Oh no, that's his last reroll. Why? Why did he do that? Wow. And the thing is, this guy, if he'd have stood this guy before he went for that pickup, then he wouldn't have even have to have blitzed. So, there's errors creeping in. There's some genius players, but there is errors, and you'd expect that. It's a big game. It's knockout football or soccer, rugby, what you want to call it. And it is, unless you've been in these sort of like playoffs, you don't appreciate how intensity it is, and the adrenaline and everything else. And 3 minutes might seem long to us, but it isn't for them, I assure you.
Yeah, they're sweating bullets right now. I think you made a great point that at this level, what some people may not see really as a mistake, I mean, arguably, there's not been like a real glaring mistake, but there have been things that tactically would have put them in a better position, I think, on each side. And here at this level, they're mistakes. You like something little that you do or don't do could come back and bite you later on.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's just like, sorry, Jess, it's like these little mistakes are bigger mistakes, because you're against some of the best coaches on Blood Bowl, so they will definitely punish you for little mistakes. So you've got to try and bring your A game, obviously. Because every little mistake you make, a good coach will make into a bigger mistake than it is, and that can be the difference between winning and losing, as we've seen so many times before. But Cass has got to be loving where he is at the moment. The only concern I would have had would have been these two pesticos down here and him having no rerolls. But the thing was, I mean, Meligold wasted a reroll up here, and it's like, why? Why?
I don't think he was too concerned. I think, and this is just me kind of speculating, but the reasoning seems to be that, I feel like Melo's more concerned this time about winning the brawl and winning the attrition battle, I think when he spent that reroll early on there, he was thinking, you know what, I'm not letting my guy get double dice down. And then he keeps pushing. I need to keep him on his back foot. I need to keep pressing him. I need to have him worried about me taking his players out. But, all that said, this is a team that, this is where I'm noticing a difference in Melo's play style in this game. And maybe this is the result of CC successfully, trash talking him all week. Yeah. But usually Melo is a guy that he's built his team well-rounded, like you said, to where he doesn't just mark everybody up. Actually, normally he keeps, his big guys up, non-marked up, and he's got like a ninja claw palmer that he hides behind his big line. You can't really get to him. He runs from behind look, there's another knockout. He runs from behind those big guys. He hits somebody, and then he gets back behind the big guys after doing damage, right? Or if he piles on, then his forces surround him, so you can't foul him while he's down. Melo usually frustrates you that way. It seems like he's gotten sucked into playing this brawl game where he's going toe-to-toe with this Chaos squad, and I don't think his squad is equipped to handle that, frankly.
No, I mean there would be in other games, but not this one. This one's just crazy. I wouldn't have done. I mean, I think this Bosch. Oh god, there goes another one. He's injured. Borison's is out, and that's another one who goes to. He's losing 1 point strength, so he'll be sacked.
Right.
Just the way I've seen it, I just thought his positioning from turn 1 was atrocious. I know you disagree to a certain extent, but I just think I'm just not really impressed with it, and CalciumCas has done fantastically to cash in on it. And here comes another one, and this is now getting to be a bit of a sniff movie.
Absolutely. Look at that. 6 Nurgle off the pitch. 3 of them might come back. And they'll need to in order for him to field the full squad. He's only got 3 reserves. But 6 Nurgle are off the pitch. And right now, that means Thermonuclear POMB can continue to just dominate this field right now. No, he's only got another turn to do. Well, actually, yeah, he's not going to get many more hits in, but at least if Melo's smart about it.
Yeah. Just don't know what he can do. He could do a 1 dice block. Here it comes. He needs to be lucky. Need some luck, he's gonna get it? Is he? No.
Nuffle says no. Absolutely not.
And that is your touchdown, and that's really been bloody perfect for CalciumCas on it. He's injured 2 players, has been sending off. There's 3 in the KO box, and he's just gonna.
It's not gonna be enough, Bernie. Let me tell you something. CalciumCas is gonna milk these hits for everything he can get, and there's gonna be a 3-die block coming on Kitash, who is their killer. Because, you know what, Bernie, I actually think it's worth it. I do think this is worth it. And there you go. Kitash is going down. And the first blow just stuns him, but you can bet your arse there's going to be a pylon. He's saying, nah, I want the injury. You got to be careful, because he unknocks him out with the second blow. So he knocks him out, and then he hits him again with the pylon and wakes him up.
Oh my god!
Wow!
No!
Why?
What the beep?
Well, you know what? Wow, it was the same. It was the same, Bernie. Yeah, it was the same. Same deal. It was either a go for it with this Nurgle Warrior for 83%, or it was an 83% catch by the Statham. And wow, that hurts for POMB.
Why wasn't he in position to do it?
That is the question. That is the ultimate question right there. That's where you can say he screwed up. Because he can complain about the dice all he wants in turn 8. But the fact is, he had 6 Nurgle off the pitch before he did that. And did not position his Chaos Warrior for the easy touchdown. You got to say that's his fault. And I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say it's a bonehead move, because these things are not always as easy as they sound. But the bottom line is, if you want to win this, you had to know that guy had to get into position, so go for it's weren't a thing. So you wouldn't be doing something like that with no rerolls.
Wow. I'm just gobsmacked. I mean, I just presumed I didn't even look at his case, but I just presumed he was in scoring range.
I did too. And look at that. The Babes come into effect. They even managed to work their magic on the Beasts of Nurgle. And everybody's coming back for the Nurgle. They got a full 11 now.
Yeah. I'm just still stunned.
Not to mention, he unstunned, he unknocked out the other, their claw palmer, which, I understand why he did that. He got a Babe. Oh, yeah. He's probably coming back anyway, but it's not.
I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, in my MML game, I rolled 3 dice and got 3 skulls earlier, so there's always a risk of that happening, but it very rarely does, and I certainly don't have a problem in re-rolling that knockout, because like I said, 2+ he comes back anyway. But you just dominated a full half, and you can't get your player into scoring threat. Crikey, I'm gobsmacked, to be honest. I mean,
he had to make sure that happened the turn before. Somehow.
You can claim, I'm unlucky, I rolled a 1, but you don't tempt Nuffle, and that's what he did. And wow. Interesting. Because I was thinking to myself, crikey, this is going to be tough. This is tough for Melagold now, because he's going to be 1-0 down, and he's got to, make sure he scores, but don't give too much time for chaos. But now it's like, he must be feeling brilliant. He was thinking, crikey, I've dodged a bullet there. And now I can take my time and score whenever I want. Because the worst case can happen if I score, the chances are the most he'll score is 1 and we're going to overtime at the very worst. So, Bears going crazy plays going on here.
And I will say, Bernie, again, upon further reflection, I don't remember whether he had the opportunity to get that Chaos Warrior in scoring position the turn before. He's a good coach. He's a good coach, and I'm not, I'm assuming that he probably, whatever he was doing the turn before, he probably had, it probably just wasn't an easy thing for him to maneuver him into position, right, in that turn. But I will, I'm not saying I would have done better, but I will say this is at the very least a learning opportunity for me. If I go back and I watch that, and this was even something that he could have helped, maybe in turn 6, you're out of rerolls, and you're like, guess what? I need to get my ass over there, turn 6, because I'm up 5 players on attrition, you know what I mean? Or, 3 players on attrition, and I need to maneuver my way up there. Maybe that's something that, but it's going to be alert. What I'm saying is that kind of error is a high level, at this level, again, like we were saying, it's not something that you or I may not, we may have screwed this up too. But at the very least, all of us are learn from this. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's perfect defense. That'll help. That'll help a lot. Now, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Does he stay in his normal formation, or is he going to do the same and meet Melo man for man? He certainly has the power to do it. It's up to him if he wants to or not. But yeah, it's a learning experience. I mean, you can go all the way back to season 1 when I thought, overtime just kept going, and obviously, I tried to go in 10-25. So it's a case of, if you make the mistake, you learn from them, and then at least it's not being done in vain. But yeah, I think that's just so dominating the game. Everything going your way, and you played perfectly, and then you do that. I mean, to me personally, if I knew I couldn't make it, I'd have either gone for it on turn 6 or 7, because then even if I failed it, then someone else has the chance of picking the ball up. I always try when I play, to use, do the go for it before turn 8, because I always think if I've got to go for it on turn 8, I'll fail it, so I always try and get it done before that. Because if it happens turn 6 or 7, it's not as filthy as turn 8. So, that's a nice kick. So yeah, perfect defense helps. We're going to see what happens now. I mean, Nagel could do with a few injuries here. He should try and get himself back into it. Is this done? Better than nothing. That Harris had a bit of a bad game. He was being beaten a few times.
I thought I was on mute there for a second. I was chewing. My bad. But it looks like, to me, it's a little bit of an interesting short. No, okay, I see why he did that. Put the other guard piece up there. But now he didn't do it as heavy as Melo, but he did move an extra guy up on the line, and Melo's going to get hits on everybody. It looks like the guy he gave him,
Yeah.
actually he would have got that anyway because of the blitz.
Yeah, I mean the thing is now is obviously rerolls come very important now if this goes to overtime. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Obviously, the winner of this plays Dynar's Dark Elves.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, we got Gorilla Rez, aka DJ Red Dice, in the chat saying awful lot of players still on the pitch.
Yeah, I'm hoping Rez you'll be able to show us in your game, you know, Willie down and show us how it's done properly. So if there's any players left, that'd be quite good. But yeah, there's a lot of players on the pitch. But to be fair, we've just had quite a few players back, haven't we? There goes, oh, here we go, boom. This sort of is a bit annoying though, isn't it? You break the arm and you've got two stunned. If one of those was a KO or an injury, that's helped so much.
Makes quite the difference, right? Of course, we know it's more than a 50% chance every time for somebody to just remain stunned. So
yeah.
Rez, what you did miss is toward the end of the first half, this Chaos team took a 6-player advantage over well, not a 6-player advantage, but knocked 6 Nurgle off the pitch. They had like 1 or 2. I think they had 1 or 2 off, or 1, right?
Yeah. One I think. Yeah.
1 off the pitch themselves, and failed the GFI in the end of the first half and did not score.
But it was a handoff, wasn't it? It was a handoff.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was either a handoff or a GFI. It would have been the same thing. He chose the handoff, failed it, and basically failed to score. And all 3 came back because the Nurgle have two very brave women that are helping them to recover from KOs and on the sideline. So they're massaging canker sores. They are kissing open wounds to make them feel better. Whatever it takes, they did the work and they got those players up. So
I'll tell you one thing I'm not liking here. His agility 5 piece is off. He took his agility 5 piece off. You know, CalciumCas. Why?
Normally, I could see the wisdom in that, right? Like, that guy doesn't play defense, you save him for offense. But here, where you need to take this ball away, you know, you probably need that guy out there.
Yeah, I could understand if you're winning 1-0. I don't have an issue with them. But when you know it's 0-0 and you need that bit of X factor, something different to what you've got, to me that would have been a perfect piece to have. Because if worst comes to worst, you can cage break if you try and break into the cage, and obviously with your horns as well, that'll help.
Absolutely.
But it's interesting because like these 2 people, I mean, they both had 1 playoff game between them, haven't they? You know, they've both played 1 game and that's it. So they're still quite new to the playoff scene, and that's another wasted reroll. Wow. I think the problem with these 2 teams, again, like you said, they've been smack talking each other. I'm going to kill you, so you're going to kill me. And every time they try and glitch something and they don't knock someone down, it's like, screw you, I'm going to reroll. And now he's got 2 rerolls left for the full game, unless he gets a look at the kickoff. And,
it may just be inexperience. It may be they haven't been burned to where they get to overtime and they're starved for rerolls.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, I want to give a shout out to Canada's ambassador, as we know him, Beers1313 in the chat. It's a boot time, eh? He's over there drinking Labatt Blue and cheering on whoever sports a leaf anywhere on their uniform.
Yeah. I think I heard a story about he put like $20 down in a strip bar or something, and she pinched his money off him.
Hey, I don't know what happens in the strip club. Stories in the strip club.
We obviously didn't because he got filtered out to everybody else, but you know, it's I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I love Beers. Beers, he's awesome. He's a really good announcer as well, Beers.
Yes, sir.
I was like, listen.
Great guy. Great announcer as well. And
yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be a little wrestling action there.
Yeah.
And the Nurgle already come pre-greased with pus and all that stuff.
Actually,
So they're, wrestling
bit,
just
bit,
comes
bit, bit
natural.
of bit of bestiality there between the two beasts.
Yikes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good call,
The
but
thing is,
doesn't mean I have to like it.
absolutely. Well, he was on about gang raping some more, gang
That's
following, something
true.
like that. So,
That's true. That's true.
at least I waited till after midnight here in the good old Blighty of England.
That's true. I tried to. Blood Bowl After Dark started a little early,
Jolly good show, old chap.
but now that I've
No,
upped the stakes, now we're going full Bernie After Dark.
absolutely. Absolutely. No sex, please. We're British. But,
So I'm just looking back from last week. So it looks like Thermonuclear POMB did actually win in overtime, 2-1.
he did, yeah.
Rottingham won in regular time. So you could chalk it up to inexperience for the Nurgle. Mello may not have been in a knockout on the. Yeah, I mean, well, he hasn't been in a knockout for the Champion Cup at least, right? So he may not have felt the sting of what it's like to be in overtime with no reroll. So he may be being a little cavalier. CC has won in overtime. We know he understands it, but I don't know. Maybe he hasn't been burnt by it yet. So these guys are
The
not.
thing is, though, actually, Mellow Gold, actually, he actually didn't use when he blitzed and didn't get the proper result. He didn't actually re-roll. He actually showed great,
Restraint?
resolve not to use it. He's actually thermonuclear palm. Oh,
Oh!
you Oh, he's back. Whew, he's back for him.
Laying on the ground for a while.
He's got
Volgu
back up.
all of a sudden gets back up.
Wow.
Jason Voorhees style.
And I can just feel it now. Dinar's going, why did you just die? Die! I don't want to face you. Just die.
There he is. That would have made a big difference. Man, regen comes up in a big way.
Yeah,
And that is the difference between Chaos and Nurgle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how bad would that have been? I mean, he's got a Niggle Warrior out already, and if he just fails, and that's a miracle he got through. Oh my word, there'd been 2 Niggle Warriors down. Oh, he's dodged the bullet there. But the main thing for CalciumCas is that's another play off the pitch. So.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to do this. So I'm going to switch the camera angle back to the offensive side in just a second. All right, there we go. Nurgle's on offense. Nurgle gets the camera up their butt.
Absolutely.
This is funny. Rez calls for blood and says, or whatever's inside a Nurgle warrior. And Rand the Mad jumps in. Shout out to Rand the Mad, your fellow Four Horsemen compatriot. Says love and happiness is inside a Nurgle warrior. People don't know that.
Absolutely.
There is lots of love and happiness in Nurgle warriors.
We are. We just really misunderstood. That's the thing. We're real nice people. It's just that people just are real nasty to us. We're not nasty to people. They just always have a go at the Four Horsemen, and I don't know why. Because we're really nice people. We just want to get along. We like to cuddle people, and if we kill some people by squashing them, it's just accidental. So yeah, we're nice. Oh no.
These guys are dodging so much for these races.
Oh no, there we go.
And graceful they are not.
They are not.
For the most part.
Luckily he didn't get injured, so it's still well protected, that side. Now an agility 5 piece would be quite good right now to go through into them tackle zones and blitz that ball carrier, but he's on the
I gotta say, at this point, things, if you would have asked me like 2 turns out, or even at the beginning of turn 8, who is looking pretty for this match, I would have said definitely the Chaos team, right? But now we've got basically, the attrition just changed recently, so, you've got 11 on the field versus 10 for the Nurgle. Yeah. Not a big attrition difference yet so far on the field, but, the Nurgle are in possession of the Wizard. And they're being very cautious with the ball. They're running their clock. They're not in any rush. They're happy to kind of control the pitch, like they're doing.
My only concern though, Jest, is that they've lost 2 Nurgle warriors.
Yeah, it's true.
And I don't know. if it was me now, I'd be getting a bit twitchy. I'll be thinking, crikey, I've got to, where can I get a quick strike? I've got to get, because the thing is, cause CalciumCas team didn't score, I'm more than happy now to score 10, 11, 10, 12, 10, 13, because I know worst case scenario, I'm going into overtime.
Right.
If I was losing 1-0, oh wait, this could be big. It's another Nagel Warrior getting smashed.
And that's a claw palmer.
Oh.
Oh, and he injures him! Now you got to get anxious. If you're the Nurgle team, you got to start. The regen kicks in, but you're thinking, how do I make it to the next point where I actually get those guys back on the field?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it now. And Darnard are like, uh-oh, is it looking good? Because at the moment, Chaos are favourites now. And personally, T-Bot haven't got any injuries.
You mean Mello? Mello.
No, I'm on about Darnard. I think at the moment, we'd rather play Mello goal, but I think at the moment...
Dino, okay, the guy that's going to play both of these two if they win. Okay, gotcha. From that angle, my bad. See, look at that, Bernie. You're like 2 steps ahead of me already. I'm playing checkers. You're playing chess. This is why you need to be in the booth, Bernie. You keep me sane. You complete me.
Until I lose it. Oh, thank you, man. That's so sweet. Show me the money.
It's not gay because it's Blood Bowl after dark. Oh, and the Stompy Stomp comes in, and Kitash is going to take a powder. That's all. The Nurgle are dropping like flies. And that is an apropos comparison. And now what is Mello going to do?
Yeah. What is he going to do? Answers on a postcard.
He had the positioning well, but CC is like, how you going to position your guys if there ain't no more guys left on the pitch to position?
Right, okay, this is what you do. You use your Beast of Nurgle, you block that Gordon's Alarm and follow into it to try and hold them up. You're then going to go and blitz, probably going to have to blitz Stomp and McStompan and then Potato and Bonnet. And then try and mark up with what we got left and pray. It's not ideal, but that's what I would do. And now I'm expected to do something completely.
Oh yeah, Mello's going to swing around the right side and try to screen off the Nurgle. The one thing the Chaos do have over these Nurgle, definitely. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. The Nurgle is slower.
Oh man.
And they pay for being slower there. Oh, Nuffle says no. The double once. This is quickly going down the toilet, as Scarface would say.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, like I said, I just didn't like it all because you just don't have the pace to go around. His only chance was to go the way I thought, to be honest, because he started doing the side screen, but you haven't got many players.
Here's the thing, Bernie. I think his chances are up. I think that double one was. You're going to see the Wizards getting burned soon. I think these Chaos are taking the ball away, and Mello's going to be hoping that his Wizard comes through for him and he's able to recover. Maybe hang on for overtime at this point and get his Nurgle Warriors back.
I think, really, if Calcium gets the ball, I don't think he'll relent until 10-16. I really don't.
You don't think he's going to use a Wizard till 2016?
No, what I'm saying is I don't think he'll relent. Even if he uses a Wizard, I think he'll have it so well protected.
Right. Stun comes up, so that works. That's an okay trade-off. Liver rips on the ground, but he's taking out the Fleecer for the moment. But that's big, because how is Mello even going to retaliate at this point? That was strange. So he could have hit him with Swallow this. He could have hit the ball carrier with, okay, he's a blodger, so you just want to get him out of the way. So he's going to mark up this Rotter so he can't catch the bounce. And this is, most people wouldn't have had the luxury of going and marking up with an extra guy, but he's got 2 guys that come in here and do the job. He's not even going to blitz with this dude. That's what's weird. Heretic is going to mark him up.
Or what we call him.
He's just... This is the only thing, most people are going to just, with the one blitz, try to save everybody else, get the ball from where it is, build a cage around him. CC's like, nah, I'm going to mark every single damn person up. He's got a Wizard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark all of his players up, so even if he Wizards the ball loose once I get it, it's still going to be mine. He can't do anything about it. Well, he's going for a 3-die block? I think he's going for a 3... No, it's not a 3. That's not going to... He's not getting 3 dice on that. Oh, he is getting 3 dice on. I didn't see that. Oh, that's a guard. That's why. That's a guard piece he's got on him.
He's got tackle on it. Yep. He's got tackle too.
He does. That's just the guy to hit him with. Haha, you died. Knocks the ball loose, and he's not even going to preserve the people he needs on the ball. He's going to say, screw it, I'm going all in. Dishfagor falls on the prone body. I mean, Dishfagor gets, haha, you died, thrown onto his prone body, and now it looks like it's up to this rotter right here. What's his name? Ristella? Whatever that's yeah, exactly.
Oh, this has just been carnage.
Here comes Stompy McStompinson to. Wow, this is. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Mello can't even really use the wizard. Maybe Lightning Bolt. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, that guard piece is in the perfect spot. He's got the. There it goes. Oh, wow! He goes with the fireball instead. That's just. Ooh.
Yeah, that's not great, is it? I think his best plan could have been to Lightning Bolt. I think his best option. Oh my word.
That's not his best option right there. Yeah, I agree. I think I would have Lightning Bolted one magnet, dodged away with the rotter, picked the ball up, and then ran downfield and just hurled it and hope for the best.
Yeah. I would have done exactly the same thing, because then it'll take a turn or two to get the ball back, and then you just pray. But I just don't think he's played a good game at all, to be honest.
Right.
As sad as it is, because I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of both, to be fair. But I just thought, I think that's the problem when people, give you big raps and think, oh yeah, he's real good, and then you have a stinker and it just makes it all the worse, because you think, God, I should have played so much better. I mean, he'll probably say, well, what, I've had a lot of ones, he'll dodges, and it's just, yeah, you did.
But these are guys that understand too. I mean, they normally do, right? When they're not like fixated and trying to justify their behavior, like they'll know, like, hey, look, that wasn't, you plan for the failure, you plan for what happens when you get nuffled, and the ones came, but that plan B was not really in effect sometimes, and it was especially for the Nurgle team, and.
No, yeah, it was like when he went to pick the ball up and he should have stood that warrior up. It's just little things like that,
Right.
It's a safe move. You pick him up. Why pick the ball up before you do that? It's just little things like that, and
you'll get away with it against most coaches, but at this level, all of your fundamentals have to be completely on point.
Yeah.
And look at this. So Calci he's going out of his way to turn 2 die blocks into 3 die blocks. He's not leaving it up to Nuffle.
No.
Risilla, that's his name. Risilla's gone, and at this point, I mean, he's also got to be careful, right? He doesn't want to get caught in the same, oh shoot, I didn't get the ball down as far as I should have, and now. But I mean, this positioning is freaking solid. This is, I mean, if he manages, as long as he manages to pick this ball up with 1 magnet. Oh, well, no, that's Agi too. That's the same guy that blew it for him. All right, so good. He moves it away. Remember in the last game where he had the chance to score and at the end of the first turn? I mean, at the end of the first half? And that was the guy that failed because he had the Agi too.
Yeah, I mean, Meligold already said he's already given it up. And he's saying, what could I do? Laugh out loud. So he's basically saying, But, yeah, it's like I say, I think that's sometimes why people don't like the kill teams, because when you're on the receiving end, it's not fun. They can just stomp, as we'd expect.
There you go. You see, CC said he wouldn't let up, and he's not going to. And there goes Walt is out for now. He's going to regenerate, but I think he's played his last game in any kind of meaningful context for the near future.
Be interesting to see if we get the trademark smiley face.
You better be careful, though. I mean, this ball carrier is barely in a position where he can charge down. Oh! And the Beast of Nurgle is going to get up and retaliate. He's going to smash Haha You Died's ankle, but the Apothecary does his job. CC breathes a sigh of relief, but now you've got the Beast of Nurgle all up on your ball carrier. And that's not a position that you normally would be. That is a position you might normally be worried about, especially when he has 3 turns to get downfield and he only covers 10 meters at a time without go for it. But I don't think he's worried because he's about to lay that probably 3-die block. We might see a 3-die block on a Beast of Nurgle. I don't know if it's possible at this point. No, I don't think you screw around with that. Just do the 2-die block, call it a day. You don't mess around with that. Yeah, first you're going to have to get rid of this dude. Bebo the Fleecer.
It's a shame he uses Wizard when he did, to be honest. Because if he started to use Wizard now, it'd be a bit more exciting. But the crucial thing for POMB is he's still got a reroll. So
right.
Yeah, that should be game right now for that.
Yeah.
Just,
absolutely right. That is game. As long as he doesn't do anything crazy, that's game. He has now probably counted the squares over and over again. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And there will be no go for it this time. That's an Agi 4 Chaos Warrior, too. I didn't notice that is the Agi 4 Chaos Warrior. Scarch my Shrek. Yeah. Scarch my Shrek. Scarch my Shrek. And his teammates are going to run up there with him and make sure nothing crazy happens. But, unfortunately for the rest of this Nurgle team, I think they are going to catch the bad end of a beatdown really soon.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is just gone in chart. I mean, obviously you look at it, but he's Melagol said misplayed big time. And yeah, I totally agree. I just don't think we saw the best of him today. He's tried to muscle it with tail, and he fell into their trap. You know, sometimes you just got to think, you know what, I usually am the killer team, but today I'm not. I'll play smart.
And that's the danger, right? I mean, it's a shame because he built this team beautifully. It's balanced. It's balanced so that if you run into the Killer Chaos team, you can play more of a balanced game. And he chose to try to match up with him and beat the piss out of him. And that doesn't go well. Just you gotta know your limitations.
It wasn't smart play at all. He's just, I think it's just a bit of an ego battle between them. Oh well, I'll kill more than you do, but. At the end of the day, if you'd injured a few of these and you would have won, you'd just say to him, well, tackle, let's go forward, I'm going through, you're not. But he's just played in Cass' hands, and Cass must be loving it.
And are we going to see a choreographed final play?
Well, we could do.
No, we're not. He's going to run right into the end zone. And, he's going to stop short. He's doing a little dance.
Nope, he's going to keep him there. Now we're going to...
Oh, for some reason I thought it was T16 for him. My bad. No wonder he's stopping short. Oh, that's bad news for the Nurgle. I bet you the Nurgle's wishing it was T16 so they don't get what they're about to do, what's about to happen to them. And we got Mello saying, yeah, what can you do? In the chat.
Yeah.
And here comes the... Any day now. Any minute. Wait for it. What the hell is going on?
I have no idea. We're on 248.
Boom.
There we go.
There you go. Sometimes it's a delay in the game, man. He better hurry up and score before there's a blue screen or something. That kind of stuff is scary. Another KO. It's not going to give him any SPP. I don't think Mello cares at this point either. It's not like this team is... This is not a perpetual league, so this is it for this team pretty much. So I don't think Melo's really concerned about his players getting hurt or anything like that. If it was a perpetual league, fouling them or stomping them or finishing hard might actually, cause some long-lasting ramifications. But
yeah, it's a shame. I mean, the game was built up as tied around probably, but it's been very one-sided.
Oh! A nasty backhand. Oh, it's just a badly hurt.
It won't make no difference now. His team's
no.
Probably not going to play again. And Dan was saying to Mel, goes, well, yeah, thanks for that, mate. He didn't even injure any of his players apart from one who got a pop. I'm afraid.
And here comes the Stompy McStomper. Actually, it's touching myself tonight. That's the guy he's going to foul the Beast with just to make a point. Give him the business. And T16 coming for Mello. Oh, I like that. So he rolls up the rotter and let the Beast have one more shot. One more again. I think I know what he's... Oh, he can't get that. Nuffle won't give it to him. Because I am sure I know what he was doing. He was pushing Swallow this out for the follow-up foul by the Stinker over there, who's laying on the ground, Joe the Stinker or whatever. Oh, and he's going to fall going for it right where the charred remains of his useless fireball were at. And that is it. Touchdown, POMB, 1-0 win. And let's see if we can get the coaches in the chat here if they want to do post-game interviews. I'm going to invite them real quick. In the meantime, Bernie, what is the... So tell me about the match. Tell me story of the match on your end. Final takes on the match after what you've just watched while I invite the question.
Well, basically, my opinion, Nottingham Forest got it all wrong turn 1 and POMB made him pay for it. 52 blocks is a lot of blocks against a team this deadly. And Nottingham Forest only got 20 blocks in return, so yeah. CalciumCas, he'll be happy. He played well. Just one mistake on turn 8, what could have cost him, but his team's seen him through. And yeah, he goes and plays Darnell now. What'll be a cracking game because Darnell will get a lot of inducements, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the game between Thermonuclear POMB and Goingjin, the Dark Elves, will be very, very interesting. You're going to see one team in here ready to break armor and cause injuries, but that team not having much tackle, and the other team having a lot of dodge ability. And yes, that voice you just heard, that is CalciumCas, aka CC, the coach of Thermonuclear POMB. Big win for you right there. Didn't need to go to overtime this time. 1-0. What do you think was the story of the match?
Towards the start of the second half, I thought I'm in deep shit here. It seemed that I brought my bucket of ones with me this game, and failing that handoff to score, I had to GFI to score anyway. So it was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. To either way, I was going to roll a dice to score. But through that first half, I knew his block stand firm guys were going to give me no end of problems. I hit a quad skulls early doors in the first half, which really buggers up your game. But the first half drive went all right. I did a little bit of damage, not as much as I would have liked, but his regen was on point. Niggling his Chaos Warrior was quite nice, but yeah, the start of the second half, that movement 8 guy that he had scared the crap out of me. He can, speed kills in Blood Bowl. Claw POMB isn't the biggest killer in Blood Bowl. It is immense speed. I'd rather face a slower, harder opponent than a fast opponent any day of the week. But yeah, I'm towards the turn 2 of the second half. So turn 10, my dice really improved no end, and suddenly I had a pretty decent bash game throughout the game, but my dice, I stopped rolling once, and I done the business then.
Did he approach this game? Was the way the Nurgle played this game different than what you expected?
I expected Mellow Gold's Claw Pommer to hit and run. I knew that he wasn't going to leave him in a position where I could attack him too much. And so really my game plan was to not engage his Chaos Warriors in a toe-to-toe, target his Rotters, really try to psychologically break him by busting up a few Rotters, and certainly targeting his Pestigores as well. He did a really good job of protecting his Pestigores throughout the game. He made a bit of a mistake, I believe, in piling on with his Claw Pommer in the second half, which let me in. I took a low chance foul. It paid off. He sort of drew me into a game that I didn't want to get involved in, which was going toe-to-toe with his Chaos Warriors. All that guard, all that stand firm. I knew I was on a loser. I knew my team's weaknesses, and I knew his team's strengths. I was just, dare I say, fortunate. I think it balances itself out. I rolled a bucket of ones in that first half, and it was, as I say, up to turn 10. I'm thinking, holy cow, give me a break, Nuffle. And he did. He absolutely did. So, yeah, I think on balance, 50-50 game. You know, getting the free dice against his blodger was key. I actually positioned my tackler too deep, but I thought one GFI here, I could get free dice on his blodger. Once I took his blodger off the pitch, you know, even with the wizard pending, I felt the game was mine. So yeah, happy days. I'm really, really pleased to be through.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, you know, what he did different, like, you know, or it's funny that you say that you tried to avoid contact with him. From my end, and I don't know if I think Bernie feels the same way, but I'll let him speak for himself. From my end, I thought the advantage, we were saying in the pregame, your team is mostly built to kill, with the exception of maybe 2 players, right? They are mostly built to kill. Right, Melo's team is very well balanced, and we were saying if basically what Melo does very, very well that I know of him as a coach is that normally he plays he plays the stealth ninja attacks with the killers, right? He's got like 1 or 2 killers on his team. He jumps in there, smacks the hell out of somebody, injures somebody, gets back behind his big guys, and then you got to go searching for him. I didn't think it benefited Melo to mark up all of your players like he did, because honestly, I mean, you got a team full of claw palm. He's only got a few killers and some guys that are really good roadblocks. So I thought what I was going to see from Melo was they were going to stay back. He was going to just come out ninja sniping you, taking out players, you know, here and there, but not giving you a lot of hits in return. And instead, what he did was mark all your guys up from turn 1, throw everybody up on the line, give you a whole bunch of hits, and then and then try to just go toe to toe for you. And I thought that was what, you know, I mean, look at the story of the match. It's 28 armor breaks to 6 armor breaks. You know, and so it's just a different way that he played than I normally see him play. Normally, to keep up 52 blocks against the Kill Chaos team is a recipe for disaster, and it didn't work out for him well this time. Bernie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was blatant suicide from the beginning. I mean, I'm just, you know, it's like putting all them players there to be hit. I thought, me personally, if I was cast, I would have thought if Christmas come early, you put all them there in front of my death squad. Thanks very much.
You know, and I say that, by the way, really respecting Melo's ability to not do that. I mean, that's one of the things I told him I learned from him very well, to ninja snipe people, because he did it to me in a few games where it was really frustrating. And I was like, man, I got to start doing this to other people. You know,
I mean, that's it, isn't it? Because he has a reputation of a very good coach, so obviously we expect, obviously, that he's not going to make that, well, what we think was a mistake, you know, where he'd just do his ninja sort of stuff, which he's renowned for. But trying to go toe-to-toe with the kill team, I thought was risky, and I just think I mean, obviously Melody will tell us, but if he could play the game again, would he still try that, or would he try and do a bit different? Because 52 hits against the kill team, wow, that's a lot of hits.
Yeah, well, Melo, he's definitely hearing us. He's in the chat. Are you? I think he's joined the party as well. I don't know if he's able to talk. His mic was working definitely the other day because he announced the game with me. But do we have you on here, Melo? He also may have said he had mic problems, but I'm not hearing him. So
can I just while we're trying to get Melo, I will say I think 2 or 3 of the key players on my team during this game were my guard blockers. You know, the innocuous guard block beastmen. They allowed me to do so much more against his Chaos Warriors and get so many more blocks in. Without those guard pieces, I would have really struggled to get any hits off against those Chaos Warriors. So I think the unsung heroes of this game are actually my guard block beastmen, which, you know, on paper are the weakest players in my team. But they absolutely did a job for me. And yeah, do you know what? You're right. They let me get off a number of blocks. And yeah, I don't care who you are. If you give me that many blocks, then especially with my kill team, you're in a world of trouble. But yeah, I expected him to run and gun a little bit more. He left his claw pommer exposed, getting his chaos, his Nurgle warrior claw, his pommer. Claw mighty blow guy early doors was really nice, and that failed regen was massive. I only had 1 claw pommer to contend with. I knew as soon as I tagged that guy, then Mello couldn't really hurt me. So then I could properly go toe to toe with him. But do you know what? Yeah, certainly from turn 10, my dice were amazing. So
Melo's
yeah,
saying maybe
I'm
he didn't
very
realize
happy.
that there was a dodge to get a C bomber out of there. So I mean, I don't know. And I've said this over and over. It's like it's a lot more of a relaxed atmosphere on the ladder, and then you get to this like knockout, and every move is just set like you can hear your own heartbeat in the back of your head. Dum 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 dum. It's harder to think. You make mistakes you may not have made in a more casual game because there's less pressure on. Um, Yeah, but you guys both played the hell out of this game. Really, really, really good performance. Very entertaining from both of you. Um, yeah, just I don't know, Bernie. You got some questions for these guys?
No, just to let you know, Demented has just come to the stage, and he is here now. Rez is here, he's
Oh,
here,
nice.
Steve Michaels is here, everybody's here.
Are they ready to get it started early?
So
Because they're not supposed to go on
I,
for another
I,
half hour, but we
yeah,
can
yeah,
go early if they're ready.
yeah. I'm not sure if they are. It's just flashed up that Demented has come online. So you never know,
Okay.
they may do. I don't know.
All right, we'll ask in
But
the
Right,
chat.
guys, I'm going to have to go because it's
Cool.
exceptionally late and I'm in danger of waking up the family and
No problem.
really pissing my wife off. So, yeah, thank you very much to Mello for the game. Really appreciate it. Really pleased to be through. Really honoured to be a part of these finals. And I will just leave by saying the Dark Elves have no regen. They're in a world of trouble.
Yeah, let me ask you that real quick if I can. Next week, this is going to be you're going to be facing guys that I guarantee you are not going to give you 52 blocks. You're going to try all you want. You got no tackle. They're not going to give you 52 blocks. Catching them is going to be the biggest problem. Is this a team that Thermonuclear POMB is not prepared to face?
No, absolutely not. I've played elves a lot. I know what to expect with elves, and I'll be bringing 11 body bags with me. So,
Wow.
yeah, I'm not. Elves are an entirely different kettle of fish, but I'll tag them.
No, wait,
I'll
Reds,
bag them.
Reds corrected me. You do have one tackle, Chaos Warrior.
Yeah,
Right.
I do. Yeah, one's enough. One's
That's
enough. I'm
gonna
going to
do it
tag
all
him,
the-
and I'm going to bag him.
All right, hey, thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
Cece. You've been a great
I'm gonna have to
competitor.
go.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
All right. Mello, thank you. Sorry we couldn't get you on. I think the problem is if you're having trouble, if you're listening through your mic and trying to talk to it, I don't know if you're saying it's not coming through on your headset and you can't hear. If that's the case, I would suggest maybe direct your audio to your TV through your settings next time. So maybe I can work with you offline maybe to get your settings right. But yeah, good game, Mello. I hope we get you back in the announcing booth for some other games. And again, thank you for all of you tuning in. This has been the PlayStation 4 Cabal Vision Champion Cup quarterfinal between Rottingham Forest versus Thermonuclear POMB. And if you stay on deck, all right, so it's scheduled now for in a half hour to start from now. But you are going to see Skaven face Norse in a AV7 on AV7 battle, which could be just as bloody, if not bloodier, than the one you just watched between Nurgle and Chaos. Brutus Blessed Vermin 3.0, that's Resna Rules You and his Skaven versus the Glacial Cannons, coached by Demented, rather. And that's scheduled for in a half hour from now, but it looks like Rez is ready to go, and we've seen there's been a Demented sighting. His team may have already reached the stadium, so we'll see if we can negotiate with them to start earlier. So just keep a watch for me here. Serious Jests Twitch, so twitch.tv/Serious Jest as you're all watching anyway. Hit me with a follow if you want to get the automatic alert or whatever, but expect real soon, max half hour, but maybe earlier than that, we'll get started. Thank you all for tuning in. Bernie, you got any words to sign off before we're out of here?
Steve freaking Michaels.
And we are out.